Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Wait for it. Boulevard. What's up, everybody? And welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World, Day 2. The second dip of a double dippy dipstick. Now featuring more Brian the Merch Lord, Brian the Sound Guy, Bad Take Bry, fresh off of a wedding time. Don't say anything yet. I forgot to unmute you. Welcome. You are now unmuted.
Hello, everybody.
Brian
good
is
to see
here.
you, baby.
Good
I've
to see
returned.
you. Ringside Sean joining me for the double dip. Shout out Bald Steve. Bald Steve getting ready for the costume party. Survived the Rona. October
We love you,
25th.
Steve. We miss you, man. Hope you're doing good.
Survived
yeah.
the Rona. Thank you for watching. What's up, Jedi Joe? Appreciate you. Urka Loganstein, thank you for watching.
Yes, it is Bad Take Brian. He is back.
Bad Take Bry. I mean, I was completely inebriated at the end of last night's show. I drank a whole bunch of beers real fast, didn't eat anything, and I was showing my little belly. I think the bare belly restricted the ad suitability last week or last
Damn,
night.
I missed your little belly.
Well, before we
Yeah.
get into the review of Aew Dynamite live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which we just witnessed, I want a review of the wedding, Brian. Tell us all about it. Were you
Dude,
the
it was
ring
awesome.
boy?
No, I walked down the aisle.
You walked down the aisle.
By yourself.
I walked my sister down the aisle with my mom.
They're very nice.
It was a beautiful time. The weather was great. Food was good.
Did you have the steak?
Oh, I hate the steak.
You
What'd
ate
you
the
have?
steak.
You hate it or you ate
No,
it?
I ate it.
Ate it. What was the other option?
It was chicken and salmon and a vegetarian option, which I obviously don't get anymore.
So it's official.
Oh, it's been official.
It's been official.
So was this your family's first time seeing you back on the meat train, the midnight meat train?
Yes.
And what was their take on
They were
Bad Take
shocked.
Brian? Really?
all
shocked.
of
They were
Brian's
shocked.
family, the entire Ginsburg family, they all have bad takes.
Yeah.
Runs in the family.
We're all one and the same. Similar takes.
They all have just the worst takes.
My sister's no longer at Ginsburg, so maybe she gets out of that.
Brian, I'm trying to figure out why you are small and Sean is large.
Well,
Fit
I am
and
a big man, and I do eat lots of food.
Well, yeah, I meant in terms of the show, but that's fine.
Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Before we get to the AEW Dynamite, ADD Dynamite review,
Oh yeah, you got that right.
I just want to say that we had a great super chat show yesterday, and I got Character Productions coming in first place with the $13.99, which won him I almost said the I Got Character figure. It's the Rob Gronkowski COVID figure.
COVID mania, baby.
That is an
That's
awesome.
pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Is
that
that
is
a 24/7 title?
It is. First time in the line for the actual dude and the actual figure. So that doesn't really happen like that. So that's pretty dope. And
Is that
he's
his-
a Super
that's-
Bowl champion.
That's his only figure, is it?
Only figure. And so, like, Playmates makes one.
Incredible, amazing. So tonight we're doing a double dip for the double dip. Now, Sean, I feel so bad about you parting with these figures. Those 2 Young Bucks figures.
No. Pat, please. I made a purchase with these with the monies we made at a show.
Wow.
So Bullies' money went into these bookies.
Well, I was gonna set a minimum.
Well, 1 and 1.
No, I was gonna say you take home both, but the minimum is got to be 15. If we just let Rob go for $13.99, I mean 2, we got to have a minimum.
What do you think, then? You let me.
I think the minimum for both figures is $20. It's a $20 super chat. Now, if you don't want to spend $20 to super chat, redirect the conversation, and receive yourself the figures, you don't have to pay for the shipping either. It's $20 super chat.
I think that's pretty fair. Both one alone goes for $19.99
right.
plus tax.
So you're getting 2 for the price of 1. But never fear, if you're going to be, if you're going to be somebody who donates a $10, if we don't meet the $20 threshold, the figures are staying in Bully's Bank, which is that cabinet right there, and I'll just send you a Scarface Tony Khan shirt.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. Yeah, Roadside Lemonade, cheers. How you doing? $20 for $2. Yes,
you got
absolutely.
that right, Erica. Look
Nailed
at you.
it. Nailed it. All right, and one final thing. Oh, actually, no, 2 final things. All 3, starting this Friday, all 3 Legends of Death t-shirts will be on sale on BlvdBullies.com. I researched. I'm doing a made-to-order thing because, to print all 3 of those would be insane. But I'm doing a made-to-order. And so you could get on the website. You could get it in a fucking V-neck. You could get it in a hoodie. You could get it in a long sleeve. You can get it in a soft tee.
That's pretty dope. You give it
tall
options.
tee. You can get it on a mug.
Is it pro wrestling tees?
No, we're not doing pro wrestling tees because it's copyright. So I researched a secondary made-to-order site. It's more of just, it's not wrestling related. It's just
Gotcha.
I did it through my job, so it's quality. It's quality.
It's like an indie merch thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's like an indie merch thing. It's like a Shopify type of situation.
Gotcha. That's dope. That's dope as fuck.
It's not Shopify. I forget what the name of it is, but they make great stuff. I have several shirts of theirs. So that's how we're doing it. So you can get it on a long sleeve, get it on a hoodie. I might buy myself the hoodie. To be honest with you,
I fuck with long sleeves, obviously. I'm a long sleeve.
You get a dad vest of $19.99.
Is that an option?
Yeah. Who knows?
Brian, did you wear a vest to the wedding? Did you have a vest on underneath your suit jacket?
No, I had suspenders. It was just suspenders and a white. I had a tux.
Oh, yeah. I guess you did have to wear a tux if you're walking down the aisle.
Yeah, okay. But there was no vest though. Just a white shirt and I like the suspenders. I was the first time I ever wore suspenders, and I'm a big fan of it.
Now these were dress suspenders. They buttoned to the inside of the pant, right?
Oh, they were fastened.
Now is this going to become an everyday thing? These suspenders with Brian?
Fuck no.
Would you consider it every Friday when you go out with your lady?
No, I'd look like Butch.
Suspenders to hold up the pants.
What's his name? It's Butch,
Butch,
right?
Yeah, you look like Butch, a little newsboy, a little Tiny Tim newsboy.
No, I like in my real life goings abouts. I like wearing brand merch and shit, so I would never work with suspenders.
Brian, bring in the paper.
Speaking of fancy dress, I'm surprised you would have worn your LA Fights shirt to walk your sister down the aisle, but I Got Character Productions received that as well in the last giveaway. And Brian, you kept saying that you could wear it to a job interview, you could wear it to a special event. Well, guess what? I got a tweet today. Check it out on Blvd Bullies Twitter. I Got Character Productions wearing the LA Fights shirt on his first day of work at the Spirit Halloween Depot.
Right.
Shout out to you, my man.
Shout out, dude. Excellent. I mean, what a first impression. What an absolutely amazing first impression.
He might be the employee of the month.
He's going to be moving up the ranks of Spirit Halloween pretty quickly with that LA Fights shirt on, I think.
I think I agree.
It's a good picture. Handsome guy, handsome shirt. Way to go. I Got Character. Killing it.
Bully of the week, that guy right there.
The bully of the week. And then one final piece of business. Now, this is very important, Brian, because Sean and I don't remember any of this, full disclosure, but I was told that last night Sean and I reviewed the return of your favorite wrestler.
Oh, you guys talked about it.
Bray Wyatt. But I want you to weigh in. I want you to walk me through it, your emotions leading up to it. I'm sure, there was a lot of speculation. Maybe it wasn't going to be Bray. Did you have any doubts going in? How'd you feel? Do you consider it a Road Warrior pop? Tell me everything, Brian. Lay it on me.
Dude, the pop when he took the mask off, the pop before he even took the mask off when they were all saying "Holy shit"? Who has garnered a "Holy shit" chant just with their presence? What other wrestler?
No, we'll talk about that later.
All right, but yeah.
To continue,
All right, keep going,
please.
keep going. He comes out, dude. The door, the ode to fucking Brody Lee with the door and the blue light. It was all like fucking insane. Chills, instant chills with the fucking whole world in the hands song.
You love that.
I loved it. I loved it.
How about the Fiend? How'd you feel about seeing the Fiend there as well?
You saw all of the, not just the Fiend. You saw all the characters.
Yeah,
They all
and they had
popped
special control of the lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They always have control of the lights.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Every wrestler does kind of control the lights with
The
their
lights
mind.
always right.
How do you feel about the Big Piggy?
That's Husky Pudgy Pete, Husky Harris.
Pudgy Pete.
Pudgy Pete.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna end up being the Wyatt Six, and I think that it's gonna be. I mean, it might be like Braun Strowman and like Karrion Kross and
Oh my God.
Joe Gacy. It's gonna
I
be
think
like a squad. It's
Mojo
gonna be
Rowley's
two
in one of
squads.
those costumes.
Mojo.
Yeah.
Mojo Rowley.
Evil Mojo.
Is
Yep.
that a rumbling? Has that been a rumbling that Mojo
I
was in
think
there?
Oh,
it's
God.
Mojo. I think it's Zack Ryder because he's been rumbling about possibly being signed again. So he may be under one of those little suit things.
No. Come on.
You never know.
So but now I need to know what you guys. Now you guys hated it. You guys said you both hated it.
I thought
I
it
didn't
was
like
pretty
it.
tropey. Yeah, I thought it was kind of bad.
Dude, it was so good.
We both agreed that if this happened like in the early '90s, that it would have went over very well. But right now,
Dude, it went over so good. I'm
dude.
sorry to cut you off, but
No.
like I said, what other wrestler has gotten a holy shit chant just by coming out of the fucking door?
Daniel Bryan
Kane.
just recently.
They got a holy shit.
He got a holy
Undertaker
shit
got a
just
holy
standing there.
Undertaker when he came out
CM
the
Punk.
casket.
He didn't get a holy. They got chants. They got the big pops, but they didn't get holy shit.
They were bleeping it. They were bleeping the holy shit. It
I
was
hate-
very
yeah,
distracting.
that was
Very, very
boring.
distracting.
It was the first time I've ever heard that happen.
Now, do you think it was the actual people, or do you think it was like WWE 2K gaming dubbing to the crowd? Holy shit!
So
'Cause
you
then
think they threw it in and dubbed it? They censored it.
No, I don't think so because they
themselves?
missed the first one. If you notice,
It sounded like like it was all off. It sounded like shit.
yeah, I don't think they dubbed it in. I mean, I think people are genuinely excited to see him.
Dude, the pop when he took the mask off was insane.
Yeah, the
What'd you think
majority
about
of
the new
people.
mask?
What'd you say?
The new mask. What'd you think about it?
I thought it was dope as fuck.
I don't
It's
even
creepy
really
as
know
shit.
what it looks like. What,
It was
what
like
is
it's like a devil. It's like a devil.
It
looks
looked
like
like,
a devil.
you know the movie Black Phone.
Yeah,
Black
that's what it reminded me of.
It,
Yeah,
it reminded me of that in a way.
like
you know
a
what I'm
metal
saying?
version of V is for Vendetta, Black Phone
Yes,
type of.
yes.
I fucked with it.
Very
with it
eyes wide shut in a
I don't
way.
know.
you
I think that I don't like the idea of those characters being like a real group now. I guess it makes sense. Like the puppets have been brought to life.
I think that was always the plan. I think that was like the plan from the beginning.
And I think that the only way to keep it fresh and interesting this time around is to actually make it a group, but I don't want it to be a group. And it's like he's better solo. Nobody's as cool as him if he's going right, which he hasn't gone right for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't need a group. I don't need him to be in a group. Everybody wants a group. Why is everybody so hot for a group? Have they been teasing the group?
Everybody wants boy bands, bro.
Well, not to mention, Wyatt's always been in a like he started in a group. That was like what made him being in the Wyatt family and having the two other motherfuckers with him.
You know what? I'll be honest. The
Three
only
at one
time I
point.
really enjoyed Bray was when he was with Randy, and it was enjoyable in a way. You know what I'm saying? And then I kind of enjoyed him when he was with Matt Hardy. So maybe he doesn't have to have his own crew. Maybe he
I
could just
forgot
be a
about
tag
that shit.
team. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more enjoyable when it's like that because it's not so overwhelming. You had the Delete and you had the Fiend, and it mixed well. It wasn't so overwhelming. But then when you have all that, it's like
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. You know what? But he can't wear any worse pants than he wore before. You know, he can't
You
wear
hated
anything
Bray
worse
Wyatt's
than
It's
those.
Cabana white
Nothing
pants.
is worse than Hangman Adam Page's pants, dude.
Talk
Give
about
me a
it.
goddamn break.
Well, no, I meant the comedian Gallagher watermelon smashing pants that the Fiend used to wear.
Oh, well, then he was like good guy Bray Wyatt, or
You know-
when he was the Fiend. When he was the Fiend.
I feel like this happens to me a lot. Whenever I'm watching something in the moment, I go, man, this is so fucking stupid. But now I'm thinking about it. It's been probably over a year. I'm thinking about when Bray Wyatt got set on fire by Randy Orton. Like, man, that was awesome.
So sick, dude. And then he came out as burnt fiend.
And then he was
That
just
was
melted.
horrible.
Come on, that's
He
good
looked like-
shit, dude.
He
No,
looked
but
like
it's-
a melted poo bag.
Yeah, he did look like melted poo, Brian.
He looked like no, it didn't look good.
It looked wild, bro.
That
Yeah.
was on his way out. That was on his way out.
That was so
He
weird,
wasn't
so
doing
bad.
Great stuff.
You know, I don't think it's been I don't think there has been a plan all along. I think after the melty face black ooze WrestleMania debacle, I think that he didn't have an idea and he was like, I'm not going to wrestle anymore. And I think that all this new stuff is all like ideas that like, you know, he came up with. I don't think he's been sitting around thinking about it. I think he hasn't been thinking about wrestling. And it's like, hey, Bray, we want you to, hey, Family Guy, we want you to come back. Oh, well, we gotta write new ideas and make it seem like we've been thinking about them the whole time.
It's like it seems like a mashup of things that he's wanted to do and wasn't too sure about.
Yeah, and you know, Easter eggs, when done well, are a lot of fun. But just the meaningless, you know, fucking Easter eggs and the breadcrumbs and the little things, it's like, I don't know. It just
I
annoys
live for
me.
that shit though. I love those little Easter eggs and just like the little shit like that is just connects you with other shit is what I love.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really, I thought the little zoom ins, like, you know, the Whole World in Your Hands song was kind of the time that I started not liking Bray Wyatt. And then he went away, and then he came back as The Fiend, and I liked The Fiend for a little bit, and I started not liking The Fiend. But now, looking back, Burnt Fiend was the best. He was like a little s'mores marshmallow just out there fucking wrestling about. So I don't know. What's going to happen? I don't know. I think a group would be lame, but... you know, WWE doesn't have enough groups, and AEW has too many groups, so I don't know.
Yeah. Boy
We'll see what
bands,
happens.
man.
I was a lot more emphatic about it yesterday because it was the last 15 minutes of the show, and I was hammered. So I'm taking it easy on you. You know, you're coming off of your Suspenders debut. You know, you just had a nice moment with your family. I don't want to get into on your back about Bray Wyatt. Do you think he's going to be there on Friday? He wasn't there on Monday. Did they have a little? And also, that's another thing. It's like it's every audio and visual trope, like the skipping messages, the shot of the square 4:3 aspect ratio, old television with the static. It's all so tropey and so corny. Like the Whole World in the Hand song. And then it's like they delayed the pop. Like they gave too many little pops. Oh, it's the buzzard. It's the pig. Now it's the Fiend. But wait, it's not the Fiend. It's a door. And it's just not just a door. The door now opens. And guess what? Guess who's on the other side of that door? It's a guy in a mask saying some kind of cryptic shit. I didn't even listen to what he was saying. You know, he's all right for an idiot.
It was good shit. It was good shit.
Yeah, I don't know. You think he's going to start like pulling? They really didn't do him right. I think when he had his best ideas, they really didn't do him right. Like when the guys, he had the whole thing where the guys that he was wrestling were like changing.
The hurt and heel shit.
Fuck's the hurt and heel? Oh,
He had
hurt and heel.
The
Yeah.
hurt and heel. It was like
No, that's the most gothy new metal hot topic shit ever, dude.
You just said you liked it. Damn it.
Well, I take it back. Sean, do you care to weigh in? Where do you fall on this? Which side of the argument here?
I don't know. Like I said yesterday, I'm leaning more towards your side with this. I wasn't too enthused about the way they introduced him back into the fold of things, you know, into the new era of WWE without no Vince McMahon. It seemed like the same stuff. And it's like, if you're going to come back and you want to make an impact, that's not the way to do it. Leave your piggy out of it. Come in by yourself. Be different. It would have been cool if he just came in like a normal person and not like, you know, some dude who's just staring at you outside his window.
He's not a normal person.
I know, but listen.
He's an idiot.
Try something different. You know what I'm saying? I think he could have done it. He could have been a new Henry Godwin if he really wanted to do it. But he chose this route again.
He is like Henry Godwin. He's like goth Henry Godwin.
Yeah,
Henry
like,
Gothwin.
He's like Midian then in the ministry.
That was Phineas H. Godwin, who then became Midian.
Oh,
He
yeah.
then became Naked Midian.
And then he was naked Midian, yeah.
And now he's a chef.
Do you see Bray Wyatt going in the same direction?
Yes. 100%.
A chef from New
Absolutely.
Orleans.
He's got to become naked Bray first.
Fuck, I was going to say something else about WWE before we moved. Oh, I wanted to say that I watched the intro. I didn't watch a lot of Raw, but I went back and I watched the intro of the DX thing where he's telling them not to curse.
Right.
And he's like, penis. Can we say penis? And it was so stupid.
It made me
But
laugh.
I just laughed out of it, out of pure like desperation. Like, oh my God. And then like they're all cursing at each other. And then they're doing the cock joke, but there are 4 rubber cocks. There are 4 rubber chickens.
He's gonna go choke his chicken.
Yeah,
Choked
then he's
it. He
like,
choked it.
And he's like, oh, there were 32 cocks before. Why are there only 4? What happened to all the cocks? And it's just like, what happened to all the cocks, dude? They're at a GCW show. Fucking sausage party of the century.
Oh, papá, ¿qué es eso?
Did you guys talk about that one?
I don't remember. Sean, did we?
Sean,
You talked about?
Sean went on a spiel yesterday. It was like, like a Sunday night on Channel 11 where you have that one guy who's just talking sports. We talked a lot of football yesterday. What's your take on the postseason right now? Who you got, Brian?
I don't watch sports.
Dude,
Brian.
I don't know anything about sports.
real sports are awesome. Real sports are the new wrestling.
I don't knock real sports. I think they're very talented people. I just can never get into the statistics and all this. There's just so much shit.
I'm just saying that there's this promotion. There's this sports promotion called the National Football League.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope, dude. The storylines are out of control. Guys are trying to murder each other for money.
They're doing cocaine too, right? They're doing
There's
cocaine.
a dude named Russell Wilson. He's like the Adam Hangman Page of the NFL.
Oh,
He says,
man.
"Let's ride, let's ride."
That's right.
Does he clothesline people in the face?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't really do much of anything.
Yeah, lackluster performance on that end over there.
Yeah, dude.
That
I mean,
sucks.
today the Phillies were playing the Braves, and I can't. I'm not watching fucking non-Met
You're checked
baseball.
out?
Yeah, I'm checked.
Checked out.
I'm all on my NFL right now. I just think that real sports have a bright future. It's like fake sports, except not.
Do you like car racing, like F1?
You know what? I feel like I could start getting into that.
They have the F1 racetrack held every year, and I think like the end of October, early November in Red Hook, Brooklyn. But
I had no idea.
They changed the street to an actual like F1 track. It's pretty wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, man, I've seen it before.
I'm a
It's pretty
fan.
sick.
I'm a fan. I mean, I'm more partial to BattleBots. Probably my order is BattleBots, football, F1 racing, wrestling.
Don't you like golf too?
Ooh, I like golf. I don't really watch golf though.
You don't watch professional
The only person I
golfing?
watch golf is Kathy Kelly, honestly.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Gilly here.
It's all betting. Yeah, I'm a champion gambler.
I like that they
Some
made
real
all the
shit.
commentating booths back to 2 people.
Yeah, I think
in
that's great.
WWE.
Do you think that that's in response to the criticism that AEW's 4 commentators are just way too much? And so Triple H is like, yo, we're just going to do
Normal.
all our things that we normally do
Yeah, it's like classic. It's more classic vibe.
better than they do it.
It's
Starting with
overwhelming.
DX.
Break it down.
Break it down. Yo, you know that's probably the same Jeep. They probably just got it out of the warehouse. I think now I remember I said that yesterday. Yeah, it was funny. And then Triple H like kind of took a shot and he was like, "Hey, don't fight anybody." As
Yeah,
they
in the
walked away.
backstage.
He's like, "Hey, don't fight
anyone
anybody."
backstage.
And then they said that Billy Gunn was playing with office supplies or something.
Yeah, that other guy's in office supplies now.
Yeah, and then tonight Taz answered back and said, "Look at how ripped. Look at the physique of Billy Gunn. That's how you're going to look because you're spending so much time lifting and moving around office supplies." And then like immediately
I
after
caught
he was
that.
done
I
saying
caught
that, he
that.
was like, "Yeah, I put it over. Whatever." He like immediately broke the fourth wall right after that. Taz can't help himself, dude. He's a maniac.
I think Taz is awesome. I think he just has like a good voice. It's got a voice that sounds good.
So last
Yes.
week we got a letter from the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, Walter Peck, sent us an email and he said, hey, I don't like that you guys are taking your notes for the Aew Dynamite on sheets of paper. Yeah.
Oh.
That's a waste of trees. You're wasting trees.
No way.
And then I said, dude, it's the same principle as like Brian starting to eat meat. The animals are already dead. He said, no, that's not acceptable. Take the notes for Aew Dynamite on your phone. So that's what I did today.
Whoa.
You respected your trees. You respected wood and paper.
I respected the wood.
It's like the log episode from The Simpsons where it just kept rolling down the town.
Rolling down the town like Orange Cassidy rolling down the ramp in the main event tonight. That was awesome. We'll talk about that. That was the main event. I didn't realize it was the main event. I saw Chris Jericho versus Daniel Bryan coming on at 9:10, and I was like, is this match going to be 50 minutes long? And then no, there were actually 2 matches afterwards. But so they're live in Toronto. They open up with Renee Paquette. She's awesome. I'm a fan of hers.
I've always liked her too. She's got a good voice.
She's very likable. She's very personable. Mm-hmm. She's not like stiff out there. She doesn't give a shit, you know? Much more enjoyable. And I think that she's a great backstage interviewer. She should be the Mean Gene. They should get rid of that guy Marquez.
He's old, bro. You gotta go.
He's boring. He's like a banker.
He's like a banker.
Yeah, he's like a substitute teacher talking to you, you know? And then you got Tony Schiavone, but there's too much Tony Schiavone on the show. So it's like, you know what, Tony, you stay at the desk. Stay at the desk. The only one who's going to be on the interviews is maybe Tony will interview for the championship title picture. So that way we keep Renee and Mox away from each other. You know, because that's just a conflict of interest, you know?
Right.
But I liked seeing her. I thought it was cool that she came out. They saved for Toronto. They just gave Mox a 5-year extension.
Saw that.
Because they wanted to stop wrestling at GCW immediately.
So he's like a coach as well.
They said he's going to be coaching and mentoring, and I bet you in that deal, it was like, and give my wife a job.
Right. I bet you they wanted her, though. She's awesome.
Yeah, that's a big asset on their end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's great for her. I'm sure that their family household, they're making a lot of money. You know, and it's a way for her to get more exposure on her podcast. She probably got a bunch of new podcast subscribers to her. What's it called? Like spitting on it? What's the thing? Hand jobs or something?
Yeah, it's definitely it's like
oral sessions. Name. That's what it is.
There
oral
we go.
Sessions. Oral sessions. I think they changed it. They just changed it to sessions. Because I think a lot of people were making the same mistakes that I just made.
Right, because it's a quirky name that people were offended by.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean, I guess that shows how disgusting I am.
That's why they changed the name. Damn it!
Yeah, it was a mixed signal, you know, because it was just conversations, which I guess you could also call oral sessions. So strange, so odd. Well, how could you look yourself in the mirror and say, "I got it"? Oral sessions. But whatever.
I'm sure so many other people had that same question. Why oral sessions? Why oral?
It's just the sessions now. It's just the sessions.
It's just sessions.
Just the sessions. So that's going to help her.
Funny.
You know, they're making money.
Session?
I'm sure Moxley's making money. You know, listen, talk about real sports. Real sports are pretty dangerous, you know, and the amount of time that you have to make money, the window is very short, very small. So all the teams make a lot of money. So, you know, people complain about overpaid players. But nah, it's like, hey, this guy over here is making this much money. And
That's
statistically, I'm better than that guy. So I deserve more money than what that team just paid that guy. Yeah. So I feel like Moxley could probably do something like that now with the CM Punk drama and all this stuff. So I'm sure he got the number he wanted or something very generous. We got Renee. So now him and Renee can hang out. You know, they completely abandoned their child. You know, their child's just going to be raised by whomever. You know, probably John Moxley's mom.
Completely abandoned the child.
Completely abandoned the child, you know.
All right, we'll see you later.
See you later. Hey, mommy just got a contract. You're going to have to find your oral session somewhere else now. So that was cool seeing her. She came out. She announced Christian Cage. Christian Cage is, I guess, also Canadian. He's the best athlete in Toronto. And it was about 10 seconds into the show before we got a hockey reference, which you saw coming from a mile away.
Toronto.
I'm not so opposed to a
hockey.
heel saying that the sports team sucks, but first segment, come on. Warm me up with something a little bit more creative, Christian Cage.
He's a heel.
He mailed it in. And also, this is like the longest feud ever, too.
Yeah.
Like, this feud's never going to
The
end.
match was pretty good. This is like one of the better matches they had.
The match wasn't bad, actually.
At the beginning. Why so early on the table spot? And you think the match is over after that? You walk away from stuff like that.
The whole thing was geared towards making Jungle Boy not look like a fucking idiot. But guess what? He's a fucking idiot. So
Jack Perry.
Jungle Boy, right? You see, and they're saying Jack Perry.
Yeah, they're
right?
using Jack Perry now.
And but he still looks like a goofball and is an idiot. And you know, it's like he had the extreme blood feud with Christian, complete jihad, right? And then he broke Christian's arm, and then Dino turned on Jungle Boy, and then the arm was broken, and now it's like, so you think like he broke the arm, it's over, right? No, but it's not over because there was a turn, and now we got Kane and Christian Paul Bearer Cage fighting Jungle Boy Jackass, and now fucking. I thought it was so lame because Christian immediately went to the commentary table, and I said to myself, you know what's going to happen? Jungle Boy's going to come out, and he's not going to go to fight Christian Cage, and he's going to look like a total loser, which is exactly what happened. So Christian Cage, you remember when they were getting pulled apart? They couldn't even be in the same arena together.
Yep.
I just walked right past him.
And like that beef, that's not settled. Even though Jungle Boy broke Christian's like arm, the beef is still continuing. It's not settled. But now we're not going to run after each other. We're just going to kind of be civil. Oh, my God. That promo was so lame the other week. You betrayed me. You were my best friend.
You broke my heart.
You broke my heart. And, oh, my God. Only to be topped by Adam Page's terrible
the
promo.
The jungle gimmick is over. That's it. I think he's going to take maybe 2 weeks off. He'll come back. Maybe in Ohio. Maybe next week when he comes back. He'll be Jack Perry with jeans and a leather jacket. You know what I'm saying?
The lamest.
Tarzan in the city.
Not good stuff.
Tarzan in the city.
He lost.
Encino Man.
Yeah, Encino Man. There we go. Well, he lost, so.
Yeah, he lost.
There
But
goes
I don't
that.
think he didn't lose in a, like, go away on vacation fashion. And, you know, everything was built around making Jungle Boy try to look, you know, like sympathetic. Gets all the sympathy. He lost. I mean, it was a pretty decent match, actually.
They made him look pretty strong. He didn't look like fucking weak pussy.
No, he didn't. He fought. He fought his way through, and he didn't pull away with the win. But they showed where they're going with him. He's going somewhere, and he's moving away from the Jungle Boy.
He sucks.
He sucks.
I don't like him. I don't like
He's
seeing
gonna
him
come
on
back as
TV.
the Jungle Man.
Black
Jungle
Mask
Man.
Luchasaurus is cooler than the other one, though.
Jungle Man.
Black
Jungle
Mask
Man.
Luchasaurus, I hate to say it, is cooler than Jungle Boy, even though I also hate Luchasaurus.
I think it is. I think I agree, though.
But Jungle Boy is that lame. He's so lame. And he lost, so now it's just going to keep going. It's a feud that never ends. I also saw that I had to write this down, too. And much like last week, my notes were dwindling as the show was going on. I'd like from 8 to 8:30, I was hitting those notes, dude. And then as the matches went on, like much less notes per match. But they did the spot at the post. Did you see this? The very beginning, they were on the outside, and this is what they do with every big man. WWE does it. It's so stupid. But Luchasaurus throws. He pushes Jungle Boy into the post. Ah! 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 And then he says, "My back! Oh, my back!" And then Luchasaurus is like, "Oh, why I oughta," goes to chop him, which, as we know, what an effective move when you have your guy on the post. And then he just slaps, just his fingers slap. Oh, my head! Shit! And then the entire tide of the match changes. So fucking dumb, dude.
Storytelling.
What else I got here? Yeah, I wrote. Yeah, this is the note that cued me on that. Jungle into post. Ah, my back. Lucha slaps post. Ow, my hand. LOL.
My hand.
Oh, my
neck and my
hand.
back.
Many commercial breaks. blah, blah, blah.
Too many
And
commercial
I
breaks.
did write, hey, listen. This is, I wrote, this is a pretty good match because at some point I said to myself during it, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder who's going to win.
Right.
Like, I marginally cared about who was going to win. But, this feud is not ending anytime soon. Do you guys care at
No,
all?
it's not. No, I don't really care for it.
They're gonna have like a full gear Inferno dinosaur match.
I can see
Christian is like ready for Thanksgiving every Wednesday with his sweaters.
a molten lava match.
Right.
Because,
Molten lava.
prehistoric molten lava match. You can't just do a regular Inferno.
We have a molten lava match here.
It'll be a cinematic match on like a mountain.
Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah, so the saga continues. Also, the AEW show is always the exact same format. Have you noticed that? First match is always 20 minutes.
Yep.
Then we get what happened after that? Oh, okay. So yeah, we didn't get. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, so the first match is 20 minutes, right? Then it immediately goes to a backstage promo, and it's the Rampage Challenge of the Week. It's like every time, it's like first match goes 20 minutes, and then the very next thing, promote Rampage, stay for Rampage, because guess what? Ethan Page. It's always Ethan Page. He's always backstage doing something, and he always sets up a fucking match for Rampage. And Renee was backstage. Ethan Page says something, and something else happens, and I guess it's
right.
Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway against Matt Hardy and Private Party.
There we go. Yes.
God, don't care. You know what? Isaiah Cassidy showed up to Outlaw last show. Just hanging out, dressed like Usher, like he thought he was Usher.
With his shades on and stuff, just in the cut. He was like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
He was like, impress me.
Soy yo. Private Party.
Yeah. So lame. Brian, do you care about I don't know, whoever I just said? Ethan Page, Rampage.
No, I never even watched Rampage.
Rampage. So what was after that?
But then once again, I said to myself, I like Renee. Renee should just be the full backstage correspondent. She's dope.
You say that to yourself when you see her. You're like, wow, she's really good.
I like her. I want to be friends with her.
Yeah.
I want to go golfing with her and Kathy Kelly and John Moxley, whoever Kathy Kelly's boyfriend is. I guess Triple H. I don't know. So we come back from commercial and QT Marshall debuts.
With his Soprano family.
Yeah, the Soprano family. He sucks. He's an idiot.
He's like the New York. What was the New York family? What was his name? Anthony from Philly? No.
Oh, dude, hold on. John Sacramone.
From Queens,
Johnny
right?
Sack.
From Ridgewood.
Johnny Sack was from, I don't know. I don't remember. But Johnny Sack was the New York boss.
Yeah,
well, originally it was Carmine Lupatazzi.
Yep.
And then Carmine Sr., he actually had a stroke,
In jail, right?
He had a stroke because he was like, they were at the golf course. They were eating breakfast. It was a beautiful day. And they're talking business. And Carmine goes, you smell that? I smell burning hair. And then Tony goes, huh?
What are you talking about?
I smell fresh cut grass. And then the guy has a stroke right there, fucking brain dead. Then there's a power struggle. Carmine Jr., Johnny Sack. And then Johnny Sack wants Tony's help in whacking Carmine Jr. But Tony's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He goes, hey, John, I'm going to take a pass. And then Johnny Sack, he never forgot that. It's Johnny Sack, yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, QT Marshall sucks.
QT Marshall.
Yeah. Oh, you watched The Sopranos. Great. Listen, I watched The Sopranos. I wouldn't model my entire fucking creative life after it. Why can't somebody in wrestling just watch something, think it's great, and be inspired by it to do their own good idea?
Something like that, but not so much like that.
He just typed Tony Soprano shirt into Amazon.
He searched a New Jersey bowling T-shirt. Got a black one.
He's an
idiot.
Then
the big guy, Nick Camarado, cut his beard. Now he's wearing a biker vest with the Italian flag on it. I was like, who's this guy? And I was like, oh, that's the guy that looked like he just came out of a cave.
Yeah, the caveman.
Remember the big, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, all right. Mike Knox.
Kind of like that guy, Nick Camarado.
Yeah, that's another great one. Joey Janela basically he based his entire wrestling character off of the movie Drive. It's not even like he saw Drive and was like, this is a dope movie. I'm going to be like this movie. He goes, no, I'm going to order this. He typed Drive jacket into Amazon. And it's not even like the Drive movie got him into Kavinsky. And he was like, oh, I'll use a Kavinsky song. No, he just used the song from Drive. So very, very good comparison there. But War Joe, what do you guys think about War Joe? It's like Wardlow and Joe put together. Boom. War Joe.
Where are they going with it?
Sounds like a
Austin
malt
Aries is
drink
their
I
friend
want to
now,
drink.
too.
Or Joe.
Yeah, or like a
Perfect
like,
10. Perfect 10 is back.
Yeah, he's back.
Right.
The Pinnacle. Now featuring Samoa
that
Joe.
was so lame. I guess he's from
So
Canada.
Stupid.
You know, and I bugged for a second because he goes. First of all, okay, so let's just talk about this. It was Samoa Joe and Wardlow as Ward Joe, and they destroyed whoever from the factory, the Sopranos group, and then they just beat the shit out of them, and then Prince Nana came out. Shout out Prince Nana, dude. Did they fly Prince Nana to Toronto?
Yo, Prince Nana's like on every show.
Did they
even
fly
on
him to
Rampage.
Toronto, or was it like?
I
hey,
hope so.
Can you fly
I hope
yourself?
They fly him back.
That'd be great. That would be awesome. If I was Prince Nana, I'd be like, listen, I don't have a passport. Tony, could you hook me up? Sure, no problem. Prince Nana. I can't help but think that this spot with the embassy would be the Young Bucks spot. Where it'd be like the Young Bucks and Kenny with the trios battling Wardlow and FTR, or Joe and FTR, or maybe even Shawn Spears and FTR. I don't know. But then Shawn Spears came out. Oh, well, first of all, Prince Nana came out, right? And he's like, I was like, yo, I can't believe my man's got some national television time. This is great.
For like 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, the embassy doing it. I think Tony Khan probably watched some Outlaw Wrestling. He said, you know what, this embassy, something to this. And then Prince Nana was doing a promo, and then Brian Cage completely buried Prince Nana, just swiped the mic from him.
That bothered me.
That bothered me a lot too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I thought I was being a little too.
I felt like he snatched it on shoot. That's like.
Yeah. He just he like thought he was, and Prince Nana for a split second he's a pro, but he made a little a little face.
I would have too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, don't I'm gonna hand it to you because we're on the same team. You don't snatch from me, dude.
I'm bringing you out, papito.
Yeah, Brian Cage fucking sucks too. And then Brian Cage went through a whole thing. Blah, 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 blah. Ward Joe, blah, blah, blah. What's the name of the fucking tag team, Brian? The Abyss Ministry of Abyss. Whatever.
Oh, shit. It's a good name.
Yeah, what was it?
Of Darkness?
Gates of Reckoning or something?
Gates of Agony?
Gates of Agony. Right. What's up, Queens? We are Gates of Agony. What the fuck is up, Denny's? So then what happens? I'm trying to not look at my notes. Okay, then FTR comes out. So basically what you got is you got FTR, Wardlow, and Samoa Joe against the Embassy, Brian Cage, and the Streets of Philadelphia, Streets of Agony.
Streets of Philadelphia.
And then Dax comes out and he immediately said, fuck. Did you catch that?
And he dropped the microphone.
Well, is that why he said fuck?
What was up with that? Did he come out holding a microphone?
Yeah,
and
had
he dropped
it in his hand because he has both belts and a microphone in one hand.
See, I thought that Brian Cage dropped it at the foot of the ramp, and then walked around to the other side of the ring, and then Dax had to pick it up.
He dropped that shit twice.
Right, like a fan. It looked like a fan threw it to him, or he had to pick it up or something. But you might be right. Maybe he came out holding it, and then he immediately just said, "Guys, oh fuck." He just said fuck right into the microphone because he had chills because he was in Toronto. Even though he's not from Canada, his idol Bret Hart is from Canada, so he had little fucking cuck chills, cuck goosebumps, because the Canadians loved him. You know why? Because he was that kid. He had cuck bumps on his arm because he was that kid in school who was like the annoying kid who was cheering for Bret Hart and saying that Canada was better than America. He
And he
that
was American.
Your annoying friend. Yeah, he was your annoying American friend who loved Bret Hart in Canada and the Hart Foundation.
Well, I think that was kind of me.
You were a contrarian.
I love Bret. I love Bret.
Yeah, I loved me some Bret too.
Bret's my guy.
Scissor Me's the new suck it.
Unfortunately, it is.
Scissor Me's the new too sweet. I always say that I think wrestling fans are a little special mentally. The ones who really, And there are two things that make me think of that a lot.
What's that?
One, women's wrestling. And two, no, maybe one. Two. Number two is women's wrestling. And when I see wrestling fans giving each other two sweets or now scissoring each other, I go, you know what? This is the biggest proof that I have. When they cut to a shot of two guys in the crowd going, I'm just like, yo. I'm like, yo, this is so lame.
Pat. Do it again, Pat.
It's so fucking lame. It's so lame. Anyway,
Makes people happy, dude.
so then Sean Spears came back, and I thought that and so Zach was like, what time is Rampage on? 10? And I was like, oh, they're going to bring out 10 from the Dark Order.
Right?
It's like,
Right?
oh, it's going to be 10 from the Dark Order. Okay. And the screen says 10. And like I guess they can't call him Perfect 10. They got to call him Perfection. But Perfection, if you take the IO and make it a 1-0, just looks like Perfect 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Looks like Perfect 10N.
He's the chairman, Sean Spears.
He's an idiot.
The
Huge
chairman.
man. In real life, massive human being.
Really, is he?
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's like a carrying cross, like 6'4" type of dude.
No way. He
Yeah, he's
doesn't
like
look like that.
he's a big man. He's a very
Wow.
big man.
Who else is big? Billy fucking Gunn. He looked fucking jacked.
Billy Gunn is huge. That was the
Yeah,
first
dude.
time when I ring announced Billy Gunn like years ago for Outlaw, and that's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's fucking a huge man.
This
What
is
is he,
just
like,
in incredible
6'6"?
shape.
Yeah, he's like 6'6".
Crazy.
You guys care about Sean Spears?
Not much. I wasn't really too not understanding this. You got a tag team there that's holding 3 sets of tag titles that's doing absolutely nothing with the tag titles of that company. Then you're gonna bring this other guy out that he hasn't been there for quite a amount of time, and now you just paired another tag team and called them War Joe. It's just it's a big mess. Like, get it together.
Well,
Like, figure out what you're
isn't
doing.
Joe the Ring of Honor
Television
TV
champion.
title holder, which
Yeah.
doesn't get defended? It's more Ring of Honor weirdness. I think, dude, the two biggest things about this company are Cody leaving and the Ring of Honor acquisition. I think that really muddied the waters, dude. I think that really, really muddied the waters. Obviously, you don't expect CM Punk to fight the Young Bucks and all that shit to go down. But, besides that, it's just all muddled. Everybody has a title. Everybody has a title from a company that's not even AEW.
Hikaru Shida comes out with a title on a strap and a title across the chest.
Right.
They don't have the name of the titles on the bar when it comes up. And then you got Excalibur explaining, well, she's holding X, Y, and Z title, and here comes the AEW Women's Champion. So you got a stage with 3 titles. For what reason? Why are there so many belts just coming out? You know what I'm saying? It's just, they look like props opposed to something that you win and hold it prestigiously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just looks like a toy.
Well, and I think it devalues their TV titles, because if you're not an indie wrestling super fan, you just think okay, so this is a company AEW is a company made up of the best wrestlers from all around the world, but from different companies, basically. It's like you have your core AEW guys who are I bleed AEW, and then everybody else is just the best wrestler in the world from somewhere else.
Yep.
It's a weird vibe. I'm not too keen on it.
It's just why don't you, if you're around, do you guys want to come? You could come do a few tapings and enjoy it. And it's is it a playground, or you're what are you guys doing? It's just exhibition matches. It really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
There's no storylines that go on with anything. It's very hard to keep up with. But there are little things that are very enjoyable, like the whole Billy Gunn thing. It's cool to see Billy Gunn still going, still being able to keep up with today's talent as he
Same.
does. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
things like that keep me interested and make me want to watch AEW.
Yeah, that was the next thing is the fucking Billy Gunn Swerve match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, Excalibur says, "Oh, these guys' rivalry dates all the way back to Grand Salami." It's like, nah, dude, it was actually, they had a match on the pay-per-view before.
Grand Salami.
He forgot the pay-per-view match that was better than the Grand Salami match. So I don't know. Max Caster, horrible rap this evening.
Listen.
Listen. He did like a bunch of hockey references. He named like 3 or 4 hockey people.
You got the crowd to pop. The crowd popped.
Crowd loves him. Dude, Acclaimed. Everyone loves the Acclaimed. It's true.
It's wild.
It is wild. It's absolutely horrifying. And, Billy Gunn's awesome, though, because Billy Gunn is having a little bit of a renaissance here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I'm all for it.
He
Love
found
Billy
a new
Gunn.
DX thing to latch on to.
I just wish he was in. I'm going to sound like a crazy WWE guy for saying it. I just wish he was in his home doing it because he could still keep up with like so many good guys. Imagine him versus Rollins and an actual just on a SmackDown and you're just home, feet up. You got a slice of pizza. Billy Gunn and Seth Rollins is on.
He could be the guy that like from DX that like fights still.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm all for it.
I got to
Love
say,
Billy Gunn.
even though I did enjoy the DX 4 Cox segment on Raw, I think Billy Gunn is kind of seeming a little bit more youthful and in touch than, DX is. I mean, and Triple H seems cool, but I don't think Triple H, like, has a very, like, fun... I don't think Triple H knows comedy.
Do you think that Billy Gunn wanted to be there?
Yes, I do. Road Dogg put out a tweet saying they tried everything they could to get him there, but it just didn't work. I don't know if that was just him throwing it out there. But
doesn't Billy Gunn hate Triple H?
Nah.
He was at the Hall of Fame or some shit with them, wasn't he? He did something with
yeah.
The last time they did like a DX reunion, he was definitely there.
Or like Raw 25 or something.
Yeah, it was something
when they
like
all
that.
went into the Hall of Fame. Billy Gunn had just got signed.
Was that the
with
year?
AEW.
Was that the year that they did Sting and Triple H with
No.
like DX and because he was there
I
for
love
that,
that.
right?
Yeah, he was there for that. This was for WrestleMania 35 weekend in New York City. The last time they were here for Mania. He went into the hall. This is the night that I think Brett got tackled in Brooklyn by the guy with the Jamaican.
Oh,
I
no.
remember that.
That was
Simpsons predicted it.
That was that night. So, yeah.
So, Brian, you're the one who loves the Acclaimed here.
The Acclaim. Brian's insane.
Oh.
Good performing guys.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're super popular.
Doing something right. They're getting over with the crowd. They get over with the people in the back, so it's working.
Must doing something right.
I saw that Bowens tweeted that he's in a new film directed by Topanga.
Topanga. Topanga's like a big wrestling fan now, huh?
Yeah, she's a big wrestling fan, and she cast Jimmy Bowens or whatever his name is in the movie.
Jimmy Bowens.
Yeah, and so Bowens posted a photo of him and Topanga scissoring.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that was. And her husband's the guy that was next to Bowens.
So basically what happened is Swerve Strickland fought Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn looks great. Looks better. He's like 68 years old.
He's not 60. He's like 50.
Well, he's like 58.
He's eating magic fucking vitamins or whatever. And
is he really 58?
Check.
Yo, he's at least 56.
I'm going to check. I think he's like 50.
Call it right now, Pat. What do you think?
I think 58 is correct, but just for the sake of Price is Right rules, I'm going to go 1 year old.
He's 58 years old.
Woo, Sean nails it. You won the Showcase Showdown. And Billy Gunn is the best. He was shaking his little ass.
Damn, he's in insane shape.
Dude, that's
58
wild.
Years old.
58 years old, and he's still going strong.
He's an ass man.
Loves to love him. Let's kick him. Hope he comes up on the TV soon.
Yeah, he's
so basically,
that was a smile on my
Swerve
face.
cheated. No, Keith Lee, nowhere to be seen. You know,
2-liter.
I'm going to confess that I was at Grand Salami yelling that Keith Lee was fat. I was
right next to you.
That's what I was doing. That's the route that I chose to go, you know?
I support you.
Salami.
Because
At the salami.
I just feel like it was salami time, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for broke here. You're fat. And I think what happened is, even from the top row, we were so up close, I think the sound bounced off the roof, the enclosure of the stadium, and bounced down right into Keith Lee's ears. Hasn't been heard from since.
I think a few things was bounced off the walls of that building that evening and made its way down to the arena floor.
Yeah, now I feel bad because I feel like, you know, he's on like an Oprah diet thing now. That's why we haven't seen him.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah, he's eating like low-fat chips somewhere with Oprah. I don't know why that made me think of Oprah. It just did. Because, like, you know why? Because Keith Lee kind of talks like Oprah a little bit. When Oprah gets serious, like somber, it's kind of like reminds me of Keith Lee.
Keith Lee reminds you of Oprah.
And vice versa, you know? I don't know.
Oh my God, it's Oprah. She reminds me of Keith Lee.
Yeah, so Keith Lee wasn't even there to support Swerve Strickland, but Swerve Strickland, I don't remember, he like pulled the tights or stepped on the ropes, got the W over Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn doesn't care. Billy Gunn's a multimillionaire, so he just goes, you know what, come on, get in here, fellas. Let's do the three-way scissor, which, you know, I still don't understand how that works. I think they all just kind of...
I think he does that. He does a teabag from above to both hands.
He just goes like, yeah, whatever, kids. Thanks for the money. Thanks for the T-shirt money, guys. But then Mark Sterling comes out with Tony Nese. Shout out to Tony Nese, friend of the program. Nese's piece is on YouTube. Check it out. So Tony Nese comes out with Mark Sterling, or Mark Sterling comes out with Tony Nese. Turns out Mark Sterling has trademarked "scissor me," the phrase. So you cannot say it or do it, or else Mark Sterling will sue you. And he's also taking all the T-shirt money, and that's what set Billy Gunn off. He was like, "The T-shirt money? What?"
What?
So my thought is, and I want to hear what both of you have to say, my thought is that that's really stupid. It's really like counterproductive storytelling because it's like the most over thing right now. And so like Mark Sterling's going to come out and like say like, you can't do the thing. You know, you can't do the scissoring because I own it. Like that is a good idea. Oh, that'll get us heat, brother. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to get you heat.
Brother.
But that's like something that should have been one episode of Raw back in the day. Like in the beginning, Mark Sterling comes out and says, DX can no longer do suck it. And then by the end, they like tear up the contract and fucking
give him a wedgie,
beat him up. Yeah, like they win a tag match and they give him a wedgie. They tear up the contract and the show ends with just a bunch of suck it's. You know?
Do you think they're going to actually abide by it and not scissor? I feel
well,
like
they did. They already did because they were going to do it anyway. He was like, no, don't touch that button. So
I feel like that's just going to be a funny thing where they're just going to fucking do it anyway.
No, I think that Mark Sterling is going to use this to get Tony Nese and Logan Woods a title match.
Logan Woods.
Yeah.
They're going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be like title versus copyright.
Scissor.
Yeah.
Right.
And then what? Then where do the scissoring people
because
go?
You see, I'm just saying that it's very stupid. Tony Khan thinks that this is so hot right now. The scissoring's so hot right now. If we do a little short-term angle, a little like mini arc of like Mark Sterling taking it away, imagine in 3 weeks how the pop, imagine it's going to be a Road Warrior pop, brother, when you fucking scissor each other. Finally, the scissors come back together. It's like, dude, that is not smart. I see what you're thinking. I see where your head's at with it. It's like, oh, let's milk it and let's edge these fans, you know? But it's like, nah, dude. Like, it's very stupid. It could be one episode. Hey, in the beginning, let's resolve it. Let's resolve it at 1 week. Let's make a whole episode about it. They come out. Hey, I now own the copyright. As I said before, don't do it. Don't do the scissor. They're like, well, fuck it. Let's have a match. And then exactly. It ends with him getting a wedgie and everybody scissoring.
Right. I feel that.
Brian looks confused, says Jedi Joe.
I'm just tired.
Brian, are you confused?
No, I agree with you.
Brian's been playing Sekiro like a demon.
Dude, it's the best game ever.
You love it?
I love it.
Where would you rank it in your? Now Sekiro gets pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, I have only beaten 2 main bosses.
Well, no, that's not true. You beat the drunk, you beat the ox, you beat
But those
Lady
aren't main
Butterfly. Well, they're main boss, and you beat Genichiro as well.
Right.
My name is Genichiro. Something.
You get the remembrance, the memories from the main bosses, I think.
So what are the 2 main? No, the main boss, the drunk, is definitely one. No.
He's a
Lady
mini boss.
Butterfly
Lady Butterfly
is the main, because it's like you got to go back to, what is it called? Harada Estate.
Harada Estate, right?
Oh yeah, you flash it back. You got to go into the memory, flash it back.
Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah, it's
but I'm gonna say the Elden Ring is definitely my number 1 of all time. Elden Ring is my number 1, but the Sekiro is quickly becoming my number 2.
More than Bloodborne, more than DS3, huh?
Yeah. Well, as far as Dark Souls, I think 1 was my favorite.
Wow.
Oh, very nice.
Very, very nice. Brian, isn't your wedding next?
Next year.
It's coming up this month next year.
Wow.
That's the
Shout
plan.
out.
It's like tentative. It might move, but that's like the plan.
You didn't put any deposits down.
No, there's no deposits.
That's the set goal.
That's the set goal.
Hey,
right?
you know what else I
Very
noticed?
nice.
That Mance Warner is in the Rampage ad. He's getting suplexed by John Moxley, and he's all bloody in the Rampage ad. Shout out Mance Warner, friend of the program, friend of the Bullies, the eye poke God. Yeah. So, what do you think is going to happen with this Sterling thing? Do you guys care, or you just want to move on?
I don't care for it. I think it's just another thing for them to do and just hold the titles for much longer until they find worthy opponents to take the straps off of them.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a joke that FTR doesn't have him. Honestly, it's like they're keeping FTR away from the Acclaimed because they don't want them to like look like shit or something.
Hey, we got a question before from Urka.
What's that?
Because Jedi Joe said, what about H2O GCW? We already talked about that, but we could dabble back into it. But I saw before, that reminded me of Urka's question, which is, what's going on with Akira's eye?
Word.
I don't know what is going on with his eye.
He looks like the guy from the Robin Williams Hulk movie. He looks like one of the kids that has an eye patch.
Okay, so it's an eye patch. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Right,
what's
he
up?
got
Like
like
an eye
an
thing?
eye. Yeah, he's got an eye thing, so he wears like a little pirate bandana.
Is there
over
a
his eye.
GoFundMe for a new eye up yet? Or does he just start GoFundMe for his fuel pump in his car?
No, he wrestles with the fucking eye covering, which is pretty crazy.
So he's really hurt.
I don't know. I don't think he's really hurt. I think it just might be a work, but he's actually covering his eye and working like that.
I never seen a wrestler work with an eye patch other than John Pierre Lafitte.
It's gotta like throw your equilibrium off and like be weird, because he like does some crazy shit too.
That's what I'm saying.
Akira's eye would make good memorabilia. So real quick, so we got the next thing that happens is, and this is important, this actually links to GCW. The next thing that happens is that you have the MJF interview backstage. At first, I was pretty upset, like, man, why isn't MJF coming out? But I guess that makes sense. Like, you can't have him do an in-ring promo every single week. And the backstage was effective. It was a little bit shorter. They asked him about, hey, you were about to shake Wheeler Yuta's hand. So, like, what's going on with that? And, oh, my God, I heard on Jim Cornette podcast that Brian Last said somebody tweeted him and said that Wheeler Yuta looks like regular, normal superhuman. Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
He's like normal superhuman.
Dude, that's
cannot
fucking
see it.
amazing.
So dope. So amazing.
Regular, normal, superhuman.
So, like, that was the whole thing, is that MJF, and he had some... MJF, you know, he's got to be careful, because I know that he's a fucking rocket in the sky right now, and he's untouchable, and he's amazing, and he's on, like, a little bit of a god mode, but he's going to have to watch the overacting. You know, as we start dabbling into the serious, deep emotions face turn territory, I think we're going to have to watch... I feel like MJF could be in danger of overacting. I think last week, when you saw that Wheeler Yuta got attacked, he's like, I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't ask you to do that. I feel like that was a little bit of overacting. And I think as he gets closer to the face turn, which is definitely coming in my opinion, I think he's going to have to watch that. And today, he also just barely walked that tightrope, and he was almost overacting. He's like, you know how many times I've punched the mirror looking at myself and my own reflection? He's like, you hate me? Well, I hate who I have to be. I hate myself too, but that's who I have to be to get where I want to go. So we're getting like a deep emotional story. He yells at Stokely Hathaway. This was filmed in America, right? This promo was filmed in the United States, you think?
Yeah, I don't think that was live promo.
No, you don't think so?
I think he says, hey, Tony, just save you the money. We'll do the whole segment for next week. Right here, right now. And then I stay home. I hate Canada.
But no, he was there though because he was in the crowd.
He was in the crowd.
Oh,
He
that's
was holding
right.
his chip. He held this chip.
Oh, he did the chip hold.
Yep.
So how do you guys feel about this? Oh, and anyway, in relation to GCW, wasn't mentioned. Didn't mention
Not
it.
one thing was mentioned.
No, Stokely didn't go, oh, but I did you a favor. He didn't do anything like that. No, not one mention, not one iota. You know, up next, Moxley came out, and he was talking about his big match next week in Cincinnati, his hometown, his big title defense against Hangman Adam Page. Didn't mention it. Didn't mention MJF. Didn't mention losing GCW. Did not mention it. That's what we said last night, Brian. It's like, you know, because Big Cass interrupted Moxley, cost him the title. So we were, pontificating. Are they going to mention it? Are they going to write it into the AEW storyline? And the answer is,
They ain't do it.
They ain't doing it. They didn't do it, kid.
Which is strange. You'd think that they would.
Yeah, I mean, it would have made the most sense. The dude
makes no
who's
sense. It
in
makes
the
no
company
sense.
where he works cost him the title. And didn't they just do something else with him? So why not mention it? You know what I'm saying? He's going into a title match next week in his hometown. You just lost a title that you held for over a year. Make emphasis on that. You know what I'm saying? But he's still going in there, the strong guy, and Hangman, they may have to make him look like the weak guy. So I'm going to say Hangman wins next week, and then MJF cashes in immediately after.
I think I agree.
Yeah, I could agree too. I'll tell you this, that if they're going to make this CM Punk Young Bucks thing part of the storyline, I think tomorrow is one of their opportunities to do so. I mean, if they're ever going to try to weave it back into story, I feel like this match would be a good excuse for one of these suspended guys to get involved. But I think because it's in Cincinnati, I think Hangman loses, Moxley retains, MJF beats Moxley.
You want like this?
Oh, yeah. So Hangman Page, let's talk about this Hangman Adam Page promo. First of all, I'm sorry. He dresses like a fucking idiot.
Let's ride.
Let's
The worst
ride.
pants in the business, dude.
Hangman
Let's
Adam
ride.
Page.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Cowboy shit. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Yeah, he dresses like a moron. And he
Just don't
is.
put
And
little
he,
stars on the pants.
and, you know, he acts like a moron. Everything with these people is so fucking emotional. Everyone's so emotional. Everybody's so full of emotions, you know. And hold on, I think I wrote down some of this stuff because it was making me laugh. He goes, hey, John Moxley, why don't you say what you just said to my face? Right? And then Moxley's like, just looking at him like with that Moxley, like, and he's like, you know, last week you called me a kid. I'm not a kid. I'm a man. I'm a hangman.
Hangman.
And then he's like, Moxley, is that your opinion of me? You think I'm a kid? He goes, yeah. You know, I think that, you know, when it all comes down to it, you don't have the fucking killer instinct, kid. And then Hangman Page is like, I'm 31 years old.
I'm married. I
I
have a kid.
Right.
I looked up to you.
Yeah, I looked up to you. And then he's like, you have a kid. I have a kid. We've both buried friends and then brought life into this world. Well, I just heard.
The news today. Hangman's pants are riding today.
Oh my God! Yeah. So Hangman just over dramatic. So, yeah. Then he flared himself. He punched himself in his little head. He's an idiot.
Hangman is drinking high noons now. He's not drinking beer anymore.
High noons are strong as fuck, dude.
Nah, they are, dude. They're pretty strong, but they're not beer.
No, it's seltzers.
I'm a man. I'm 31 years
man.
old.
I have feelings.
I've made my wife pregnant.
With his star pants.
Brian, can you describe the pants? Can you describe the pants to anybody who hasn't watched the AEW episode yet?
You know those little stars, the glow-in-the-dark stars that you put on your ceiling?
Wow, the 90s room stars.
Yeah, it looks like he's fucking put those on his fucking pants.
Let's ride.
One. The only way is one. So is that our official prediction? Are we all on the same page that we think that it's going to be some kind of match and MJF is going to cash in? Do we all think that MJF is leaving Cincinnati with the title?
It's definitely going to be some kind of match.
I don't know. Yes. I feel like, what does WWE always do? WWE always has the guy lose in their hometown. So I think Tony Khan knows that. Tony Khan, he's an analytics guy. He's a fucking researcher. He knows that he's a historian. Right? So he's going to be like, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have Moxley win in his hometown. Conquering hero. Think about the pop. Road Warriors.
I think it's going to be a swerve, and it's going to be Hangman's going to win after a really sick match, and then MJF is going to cash in, and then MJF will have the belt.
And then MJF and him.
Mox is going away no matter what, 100%.
Yes, that's correct. We did mention that. It's important to keep in mind. So maybe they just brought Renee in for a little test run. Boom. You guys go ahead. Go on vacation.
Well, maybe he'll just go on vacation without Renee.
Let's ride. I mean, you know what? Let's ride.
Hey, Renee. The baby.
We got this money, Renee.
I'm going to take the baby.
Take the baby. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
We're out of here. We're going to Turks and Caicos. Let's ride.
Turks and Caicos.
You guys are out to Turks and Caicos?
Bring the baby.
You were in Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, isn't that
I
where
wish I was in Turks and Caicos.
Paper and shit.
Joe, just to answer your question about the Road Warriors pop, it's like when any time that something really, anytime there's a pop of like any kind of like above average proportions, there's always somebody, some pontificator out there, or some like ex-wrestler or some Disco Inferno type out there that goes, listen to that Road Warriors pop. So I was seeing that a lot for like the Bray Wyatt return. Road Warriors pop. And I just like, to me, Road Warriors pop's the same thing as going, turning to your friend and going, scissor me, daddy. What a rush. Anyway, what's worse, Brian, butterfly pants or star pants?
Equally as bad. I just hate it. What's the point? I don't even understand it. I've never even seen that before. Is that like a thing? Is that like a cowboy thing? I don't understand.
It's some Buffalo Exchange thing.
Dude, I've never seen anything
like
that.
He's not even a cowboy. He's from West Virginia. He's like an English. He's like an English major.
Baby, I'm back to my stand and the sunshine shining.
Dude, Kid Rock never wore pants like that.
No. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he did.
That is true. Kid Rock wouldn't be caught dead in butterfly pants.
Cowboys love stars.
Yeah. I'm a man. I'm 31 years old. I'm 31 years old, and I have had a child.
He's depressed.
And that's what he said. He goes, I've had anxiety. I've had depression about it. And I've been taking my medicine, and the medicine ain't working.
It's very popular to have depression nowadays.
I'm a real man of genius. Now you're a man.
Not that it's popular. I don't mean to say it's popular.
No, it's not popular. It's just more common than not.
People, connect with it more. Like connect with that shit.
Yeah.
So they use it to their advantage. People's depression to their advantage.
Yo, John Denver. Now that was a real man. John Denver, I'm pretty sure at some point in his life was 31 years old.
Where's Virginia?
Yeah, that's a good song.
Mama, take me home. Yeah. Pork Chop Express was singing that in Nashville. Imagine a big brown man in Nashville with a big beard singing that in the Kid Rock bar. That was Pork Chop. That was Pork Chop Express.
with arms wide open.
Under the sunlight.
Yo, I fucking love Creed, and it's not even a joke. In my own prison. That first album crushes.
Human Clay.
Dude. Yeah, I think maybe. That might be
The guy's coming out like this.
Dude. One.
Is that the album that has What If on it?
No, that's the second. I believe that's the second.
That's the one that's Weathered.
Wait.
I think that might be my favorite album.
Well, yes, I know that In My Own Prison, maybe What If is What If.
Yeah.
What if?
That reminds me of Good Wrestling Times, that song.
2001.
Do you think that we could get maybe some Creed music licensed for the Cincinnati John Moxley versus Hangman Angry Adam Page montage?
What song? What song would you use? What Creed song? And it can't be My Sacrifice.
It's gotta be What If.
No, it's got to be.
It has to be What If.
Can you take me?
Oh, they get the Armageddon song
Dude,
from the
that
movie.
intro
Bruce
riff
Willis.
is like made for a motion picture soundtrack.
To a place where I can see.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, all right.
It's good shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
No, Creed is
go
the
check
man.
out Creed, young up and coming band. Hey, you know what? I've watched Creed behind the music. I've watched Creed behind the music, and I'll tell you this: when they finally got signed, Scott's staff, he was like, "Yo, this is the most important thing in my life. This is what I've always wanted in my life. I'm gonna sign this contract with my own blood." So he fucking pricked his finger, and he signed the contract in blood. And they were like, "You don't have to sign it again." Because we can't. That's not legally acceptable.
This was like a deal he made with himself.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
and they were like, "Dude, why? Don't do that."
Dude, no.
Oh, now it's gonna be like another 3 weeks. We gotta go back to the lawyers, get a new contract drawn up. Yeah, it's gotta get sent to get notarized.
He was singing "What If" he did it.
I've always had this idea for this song. It's just called "What If." And it's kind of like trying to just pose the question to the listener. What if?
Oh man. Yo, Pat, man, remind the viewers what we have here for Super Chat.
Yo, if you want to drop at a minimum $20 Super Chat, $20 gets you 2 All Elite Wrestling Young Cucks, $20 figures. And you know what? Listen, could you go ahead and just tweet us? Blvd Bullies is the best show ever. Hashtag $20 Young Cucks. Young Cucks, $20. Thanks. That'd be great.
Boulevard.
Do you guys care about Blink-182 coming back?
Why is everybody? Are they like back on tour or something?
You know, listen. Travis Barker survived a plane crash.
Or
Mark Hoppus survived cancer. And Tom, he survived speaking out. So, hey, there we go. Blink-182 back together. It's Labor Day, and my grandpa just ate 7 fucking hot dogs.
Logan Stein, congratulations. You're getting the Young Cucks.
There you go. Hey, listen. Somebody could swoop in.
Somebody can still swoop
for
in.
21, but listen.
We're still
Logan
here.
Stein, that was the minimum. I mean, and Logan Stein, one of our oldest, most loyal viewers. I think maybe, you know what? I think let's just call it. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Let's just call it. I don't want somebody to sneak in there last minute and due to Logan Stein what happened to Joe last week, which is that he got sniped. He got stream sniped.
Snizite.
You know, 99 cents, $1, $1.01. Who even knows anymore, you know? And Joe, that night, Joe hogged off and he was like, you know what?
I got screwed
put
again.
On my headphones, lay down in my bed, my Phillies baseball jersey on, just fucking press play. What
guys,
if? What if? What if? What
and ladies and gents, next week on Tuesday's version of
Back to normal.
No, well, actually, next week we're doing a special because Dynamite is on Tuesday, so we're gonna do a Tuesday, which is our
Tuesday.
It's our regularly scheduled day, but we're not gonna be on at our regularly scheduled time. We're gonna be on 10 o'clock immediately following AEW Dynamite. I feel like it's been a lot of fun reviewing the show fresh in our minds.
So following that, you can catch us here, same time, same bully place, with another giveaway.
Wow.
with another giveaway.
Dude.
You're making me tired. I want that.
Yeah,
shit, dude.
I wanted the Gronk, dude.
And guess what? This one right here, guys. This one
That's-
was taken back because it has a Slim Jim image on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but that yellow, that's
Yeah,
from his Slim.
I see the yellow. Yeah.
This was the wrong image that they used on the box. A limited amount went out to Targets. They didn't pull them. So guess what? Next week, Super Chat, highest one
Wow.
gets this bad boy
Wow.
right here.
Wow.
The Boulevard Bullies love you guys. We just want to say thank you.
Macho
All right.
madness.
Oh, yeah. You tune in next week. Dig it.
So after Hangman punched himself in his stupid head, the Ring of Honor World Title match. This is where my notes get really, really thin. Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho, the Ocho.
Was it like, well, they were doing like this, right?
Yeah, so stupid. Yeah, you can't make a
Lionheart.
full
Lionheart. Full
Lionheart, Chris Jericho. He's got like
Lionheart.
4 different gimmicks going on right now.
Sad
He's like a
chest.
sports entertainer, but also he becomes the Lionheart, but he's also disgracing all of Ring of Honor, and he's calling it Ring of Jericho.
This is the Ring of Jericho.
I think
Daniel Garcia and him are full cahoots now.
right, that was the thing. You know, and 908, I forgot that there were other matches on the card. So 9:10, 9:08, I look at my clock. Chris Jericho's coming to the ring. I said, is this going to be 50 minutes? Is Chris Jericho going to
this
wrestle
it?
for 50 minutes right now?
Yeah.
Thankfully, he didn't.
Following that, they had the ladies. The ladies go on.
Well, what did you think of the match? I mean, it was a pretty lengthy, girthy match.
I wish it was the main event. I'll be honest.
Yeah, they have good matches.
They have good chemistry, and it would have been a nice way to end the show.
You know what I was thinking? That Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley was just in the main event of like one of the other pay-per-views or one of the other Dynamites.
First time Jericho's home, though.
Yeah, and you know what? The crowd loved him. The
Yeah,
crowd was
man.
into him. Yeah, that's a good point. And it's weird because I feel like the reason they didn't push Jericho in the main is because Jericho was just in the main like every night. So it's like, you know what? Let's see what kind of ratings we can get out of Orange. Let's see if people stick around to watch Orange Pac.
Right.
How much longer do you guys think Jericho has like this full-time run? Because he's this is the most consistent I think he's been since maybe his Save Us Y2J run. Because from then on, he went on to the Suit Jericho, ladder match with Shawn Michaels for the world title. He put up some bangers, but he also took some time off. Now he's much older. How much longer do you see him doing this full-time stuff? This is a lot. He's still touring with his band. He got cruises.
Oh, my God.
What happened?
It's fucking fly, dude.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
Yo, I've been spraying it with spritz. This is like a super fly.
You had a Terminator fly there, dude.
Yo,
Just
you
like
know
the
what? You
fly
said it
from Richie
before. I
Rich.
need like an electric tennis racket.
You need an electric fucking racket.
Yeah,
dude.
I need an electric racket. That's
You
what I
need it for the. Yeah, I think you definitely need it because that would be highly entertaining to watch you swat at it with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the bird out of the room, so I'm pretty good at shooing. Yeah, look at it. It's just sitting right there. These fuck.
Imagine you needed an electric swatter for the bird.
You know what? I'm gonna get an electric swatter because I've been spraying it with the spritz.
What kind of spritz is it? It's fucking
It's
not
like-
that
it's
great.
like fly killing spritz. But I think I like gave it a little taste, and now it's immune.
Mm.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Patrick, help me! Help me! The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
Good
get him
movie.
with the vacuum. Yo,
Ooh.
that's a good idea.
Urka.
That's a good
Tortured
idea.
flies out here, Urka.
So, what do you guys think of Ring of Honor Championship match? Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson.
I fucking love Bryan Danielson.
Bad take,
He's
Bryan
awesome.
Danielson.
He's so dope. But I also like that Daniel Garcia fight. I think it's gonna be dope what they go forward with the Daniel Garcia Chris Jericho. Now they're gonna be all friends again.
Right.
For
Well, the way
now.
that it ended was that the referee
the
got
hug?
knocked down. Referees don't get knocked down enough, so I like when the referee gets hit and there's some mystery as to what's going to happen.
Right.
And so basically, I don't know, Daddy Magic or Luke Wilson,
Cool Hands.
Cool Hand
Parkinson.
Luke Wilson or whatever. Fucking they slid the belt in, or they were gonna hit Danielson with the belt, with the Ring of Honor title, as the referee was knocked out. But guess what? Surprise! Daniel Garcia comes out, makes the save, or does he? turns around, wallops Daniel Bryan over the fucking head. I thought they were going to do a Eddie Guerrero thing there. Because, Eddie Guerrero's birthday just happened. I feel like Eddie Guerrero's in the front of Chris Jericho's mind. They were friends. I feel like they could have done like a type of thing. But no, that's not the case. They did a little swerve. I liked it. I think Daniel Garcia's is kind of annoying to me.
I think he's dope.
The way he ran down to the ring was pretty funny. You ever watch people when they run down the ramp to see if it's awkward or not? He has an awkward running down the ramp run. And when he ran in the ring, I was like, "What's this stupid guy doing? What is he doing? Why is he here?" And then, lo and behold, he hit Bryan. But we all know it's a big setup. If you seen the embracing of the hug, he wasn't too welcoming. He gave him a hand, and it wasn't an open hand with a pat on the back. It was a fist.
So what are you implying by that? You think that it's a double swerve? It's a double agent?
I think this is going to be for their Ring of Honor always has a nice end of the year pay-per-view, and I think it'll be a title for title with Daniel Garcia and Chris Jericho. Imploding of the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Oh, jeez. Chris Jericho needs some time off probably too soon.
Yeah.
What do they have a pay-per-view in November, right?
Yes.
Early November, I guess, right? And then you know what? Probably that's nice. You do this run, just get through this run, early November, boom. Holiday season, Thanksgiving, what? Black Friday, what?
Talk about Black Friday. If you guys want to come, that's the day we're leaving for Boston for the Survivor Series War Games.
Games!
If you want to get on the road with your boy, that's the day we're out of here.
I love Boston. I stayed at the Boston Park Plaza Hotel and drank Miller High Lifes with Tom Green until like 4 a.m.
That's awesome.
10 years ago.
That sounds like the best ever.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then we went to Chippewa or whatever. And then he was like, "You come with us to Chippewa or whatever the fucking town was, some Asian buffet in the middle of a Chippewaukee or something." It was awesome.
That sounds like a night, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then John Schneider, Rob Schneider's brother, picked up our tab. He was like, "Oh, these guys are with us." We're like, "Hey, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom." Okay, so that happened. Daniel Garcia turned back, and then of course we had the Women's World Champion, interim champion in a tag match. This is another thing that's been going on forever. I saw a chat before it. I don't think it was Super, but somebody with a very, very watchful and eye for detail. A watchful eye for detail said, "Did you notice how much glitter Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker had on their butts?" So it was Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, the glitter butt bushwhackers, fucking coming out like this, glitter on their butts, versus, who was it? Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm. And they're still announcing Toni Storm as the interim world champion, but you never hear anything about Thunder Rosa. There's no talk of Thunder Rosa doing like a Rocky montage in the woods or something. You know what they should do? They should do some more cinematic matches, some more out of the building type stuff. Can we see somebody walking up in the parking lot? Can we see like an earlier today thing?
It's been quite some time since they've done stuff like that. They did that like for the pandemic era. I feel like they really emphasize on the backstage stuff. Now it's just like, let's focus on the arena and the show in there.
It's very formulaic. And like I wrote down from earlier, it's like, oh, here comes your weekly Ethan Page Rampage fucking challenge. And even if it's not Ethan Page, maybe that's an exaggeration. It's still always a Rampage challenge pretty early on. First match, 20 minutes. First match, 15 minutes. And then we get a Rampage challenge. It's like they have two style of shows. They have the show that starts with the match. They have the show that starts with the promo. And everything else is exactly the same. I feel like they've gotten a lot less creative recently.
Little too comfy. A little too comfy. A little too comfy and a little too not lax on the microphone. I heard they got their butt chewed off with the network for cursing.
For wearing the pussy shirt?
No, for cursing, and some supposedly Latin America, like there's no more AEW out there no more because of like the way they are so raunchy.
Wow.
Yeah, so like a lot of foreign countries are like pulling back on AEW TV in their homelands.
Well, CM Punk said "fuck" like 67 million times in his Scrum shit.
Yeah, but that's on YouTube.
That's on YouTube.
How come they
But
didn't get
still,
demonetized? How come he could say fuck and
No censored. I mean,
Dick.
it's still uncensored content that anybody's free to watch on YouTube.
Right. And it's live too at that.
It's live, right? It's still live content that the dude's just sitting there spitting curses.
bad
But
time to be
non-formulaic,
comfy
as
with
you said,
selling
Pat.
only 750 tickets to that AC show. Yo, I mean, that crowd in Toronto looked pretty packed. I think it was their first time there.
When's that AC show? Is that coming up soon, or is that like a prior show that's happening?
I feel like it already happened, didn't it? I don't remember. Boardwalk Hall? I don't remember. Their ticket sales are down like terribly though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that New Japan is gonna be like having a show in a theater in 42nd Street in like a few weeks?
A theater.
I think didn't you send us something about it?
Yeah, like how wild is that? I looked it up today on the theater website, and it's actually happening.
Like theater, like Radio City?
No, it's not the Fillmore. It's some theater in 42nd Street. I don't know,
Huh.
some like off Broadway theater.
It's just
Interesting.
Rampage.
Yeah, oh, it's just a Rampage in AC.
No, I don't know. I thought the theater thing was just a Rampage.
Oh, it's just a Rampage.
So you had the glitter butts against the Japanese lady and the interim world title holder. Do we care about anybody here? Tony Storm.
Jimmy Hayter's butt is really good.
Yeah, I need to. Jamie Hayter's pops every time when she comes out is insane.
Jamie Hayter is also
She's
like
over.
a pretty badass. Yeah.
She's a heavy hitter. Like they emphasizing that a lot. And she really does. Like she's a strong woman. Clotheslines are crazy. Forearms are hard. Her chops are wild. Her knife edge chops are crazy.
44th Street, Sony Theater, Best Buy Theater, Sony Theater,
Okay. The Palladium. There we go.
Oh, really?
Palladium.
Yep.
Interesting.
You know what's that, Brian?
I've been there when it was the Nokia Theater.
Is it big?
Not really.
You know, I don't know if it was Nokia Theater or Best Buy Theater, but I saw, or maybe it was PlayStation Theater. I saw Alter
PlayStation.
Bridge.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me.
Did they sing Edge's song? And
Oh,
this
they
is just
closed
like-
with it.
No way.
Glug, 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 glug. On this day.
They were like, you wrestling fans are gonna wait till the end.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? A lot of the fans that they have got into Alter Bridge from wrestling.
Wow.
Makes sense. That makes
You know?
sense.
Like, when I was in like 7th grade, a few of those montage songs, for those like for some of the big matches, I went like I think like they had like an Incubus song at like way back in the day, and I was like, oh, check
Dude,
this out.
they used to have like Chevelle and fucking like weird.
Yeah.
Fucking
So I guess
bands.
if you're one of these wrestling fans who likes, then you probably think that that's cool. You don't realize that back in the day they were using good bands. But hey, Alter Bridge, very rich, very famous, very talented. I think maybe, they sold out, a few seats at the PlayStation Best Buy Nokia Theater, and they wrote Edge's theme song, which is more than my bands have ever done. So hey, give it Alter Bridge. On this day.
That was sick, dude. That was.
That was wild at the exact same time.
We're Alter Bridge.
We are the
Alter Bridge Baker, DMD. Butt
DMD.
glitter forever. What do you think's gonna happen with this? Who's the next women's title holder? You think they're setting up? And by the way, no Paige, nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be found.
Nope.
So that's like they had a big whole
No
four-way.
Willow either.
They had a War Games type of thing.
War Games.
An 8-woman tag match last week, and now they've just brought it down to a tag match. I didn't care. It was bathroom break time.
You walked to the store.
I did. That was when I walked to the store. I was like, you know what? 9:30. I think I'm gonna walk to the store right now. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jamie Hayter, they did the same thing. Jamie Hayter was gonna turn face on Britt Baker. I thought that was the right thing to do. I think it was good timing, and then they didn't.
It's gonna happen soon. You know what sucks is that they keep showing Thunder Rosa on like Spanish Heritage Month stuff, and it's like get her back on TV, drop the belt, have somebody that Tony could feud with because you just keep putting her in tag matches, and the title again looks like a toy. Do something with it.
You know, if what you hear about backstage is correct and that Kenny Omega is in charge of the women's division and now Kenny Omega is not around, maybe there's a little bit of a lack of direction, you know? And then you think about it, Thunder Rosa, I don't think is really on good terms.
No, it's always sucked. The women's wrestling has always sucked. It's always been whack.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really not great.
It's not good. Hey, listen, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa did have the match where Britt Baker got good color and fell in the thumbtacks. And then before it was even 11 p.m. that evening, she ruined it by
Put this strap on Red Velvet.
They were taking the tacks out of her back, and she was like, I hope Dave Meltzer gives me 5 stars. And immediately ruined it. Her
opening video was like that whole match was just her bloody.
That's all it is. Every Britt Baker promo is just that match.
She's a dentist.
The dentista.
Whack.
Wait, how's that sexist? They had a great match. Got good color. They got the thing. And
they didn't say anything bad.
I don't think so.
I know you didn't say anything
Paige
bad.
Sucks. Paige is the worst. She's an idiot.
Paige hair.
And then for the main event, Pac versus Orange, which is another match I think that I've seen a million times. I feel like that's a good way to decide if wrestling is good or not, because I feel like back in the day, when we were growing up, you would see the same match a lot. You know, hey, you'd always see some kind of mutation of Super Crazy, Tajiri, Little Guido. Mm-hmm. You know, you'd always see them. They'd always open the match with like a 3-way or a 4-way. And, you know, back in the day, you'd probably see like, you know, Mankind versus Undertaker seemed like it was going on. Although, Triple H and Mankind are always fighting. But I ate it up. I loved it.
Right.
But I feel like so wrestling is always doing that. And when it's good, you don't notice. And when it's bad, you go, oh, man, I've seen this a million times.
Yep.
And I feel like that's what's happening in AEW a little bit. Pac versus Orange. It's like, yeah, haven't they been feuding on and off like forever?
I think they were just waiting to get overseas on TV to put the title around this guy's waist. Because they really just had the title just defended in like indie promotions in like Europe.
Right.
And the little times that it was defended on AEW, nothing happened.
Very stupid.
Yeah, like
who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? I didn't care. You know.
Again, more of a reason why I wanted to see Jericho and Bryan in the main event. It's probably the light.
Yo, I gotta get. Well, I have the light over here. I would like for it to go there, just lay there. I gotta get an electric thing. I gotta get an electric tennis racket right now.
Amazon.
Yo, that $20 is going directly to an electric tennis racket.
Amazonian.
Home Depot probably too.
I feel like it happened not last night, but last week. I feel like the fly was here last week too. Is it laying eggs in my fucking eyes as I sleep?
Well, flies don't live that long, so it's got to be another fly.
No. Well, they live for longer than a week. No.
I don't know. I don't know the lifespan of a fly.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I sprayed it, it fell, and then I couldn't find it. Like I was gonna napkin.
So maybe it's just a different. Maybe it's just a different fly.
2 flies now. Now I got 2 flies.
Probably.
I mean, it's pretty clean around here.
Well, flies don't really entail dirtiness. They could just be an outside fly that flew in.
Maybe it flew in on this fucking bird.
Right.
Maybe it follows you in when you came out from after that the store.
You know what we need to do? We need to find a sponsor, and we need to get in the studio every week.
Liquid Death.
We need Liquid Death to send us 1,000 cans. How many cans of Liquid Death could we drink and deposit for a nickel and pay for the studio every month?
I think
5,000.
I think our mukbang video, Brian, you don't know this. You're going to be in a mukbang video very soon. I think that one, we should just have a whole bunch of Liquid Deaths there.
We're mukbanging?
Yeah, we are.
What are we
We're going to do a mukbang.
Everything.
All the things. Meat.
Everything.
I'm into it.
And we'll just have Liquid Death there to replenish our, a little thirst.
Well, we got to figure something out.
Now I'm hungry.
Ooh, I'm getting a little hungry too. All right, main event. Orange Cassidy versus Pac. I mean, at this point, I was sound checking, setting up the show. So I saw one thing from this match and one thing only, and then I want you guys to take it away. Pac dragged Orange Cassidy's lifeless body all the way up the ramp.
Yep.
Tombstoned him on the ramp. And then Orange Cassidy used his own lifeless body to snowball himself down the ramp, rolling. What? Rolling. Come on. Rolling. It's dedicated to you, Ben Stiller. You are my favorite motherfucker. It's a different song, but you get it. Hey, drama makes the world go around. Anybody got a problem with that? My business is my business. Who's guilty? Can I get a witness? Anyway, do you guys care about this? You guys ever been fans of Pac and or Orange Cassidy?
Well, Pac is amazing, honestly.
Yeah, he deserves to keep that title too.
I've never seen. He's done flips and crazy shit I've never seen luchadors do. So
Yeah, Red Owl was a pretty sick finisher. I'll be honest.
he has there's like a video on YouTube of him having like all of his like move set, and it's like the craziest shit.
Yeah, dude,
he's amazing.
What
He was
about when
pretty
he was
nasty.
blind? Do you remember when he?
I remember he was blind. He was full like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
he was like Akira.
Right. Well, Akira's only one eye.
He was like Akira from Hook.
Akira. Right. Akira from
The
Hook.
Lost Boys.
Right.
I wasn't a fan of the match, though, I'll be honest. Other than the rolling down the ramp thing, I thought it was just
So
like, okay, just
That
get
was
it over
funny. It was funny.
What do you guys think about Orange Punch as a finish?
with. Whack.
Orange juice.
Whack.
What could his finish be?
I would do like a Foley pile driver, like a stack pile driver.
I would do, how about this? Top rope flying back elbow.
Wow, that's different.
Or how about this? How about just top rope
Oh.
flying cross body from the top? So you hit them with the orange punch, and as they're on the ground getting up, they're fucking dazed. They're spinning about.
And you're just waiting for
And
them
then we're
perch.
doing a fucking woo, just a flying crossbody. That's how orange gets you. I guess that doesn't
do you
really make
call
any
it?
sense.
What do you call that? I don't know.
Such an 80s finish.
Because he likes to just flop his way off.
Did you see the chick in the Indies that did, or was it NXT that did like a superplex and she pinned
That was
the
the
lady?
finish.
And
I think it was
it was a
Indy
finish.
Hartwell.
Yeah, I feel like why people get tight about that.
That's dope. I think that's great.
What'd she do?
Sometimes
What'd she do?
matches,
It was just a superplex. She did a superplex and pinned and won off a superplex.
that's
Nothing
awesome.
wrong with that. Strong finish.
Sami Zayn should one day, I've been saying this for like 5-10 years, Sami Zayn one day needs to win a match with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Like, just give him one win with the Blue Thunder Bomb, and it'll fix the entire problem. Because he's always like, that's like one of his dopest moves.
Yeah.
And
sure.
and it's always had a great time. Sami Zayn is fucking awesome. Sami Zayn
Sammy
might
Oof.
be my number one favorite wrestler right now. I think in both companies, maybe MJF. It's like I said, I think MJF is dabbling in the overacting a little bit. Sami Zayn, perfect every time he's on screen.
That's a fact.
And his matches are so good. He just has great matches.
Yo, was it a superplex or was it like in one of these over the rope deadlift?
It might have been
superplex?
like a second rope superplex, like not a top rope superplex.
Like, did she bring her in from the outside?
Yeah, I think it was
Oh,
one of these, a middle rope type of
was
over
it?
from the outside dealio.
Okay.
People were tight about it.
Well,
Yeah,
tell
people
them to
equal
eat a
shit.
Frank.
Slipknot said it best.
And I kind of feel the same way about Baron Corbin's Deep Six.
Love the deep six. I was just about to say that when you were talking about Sammy's finisher.
That's not his finish. That's like his signature.
It's like a
Well,
signature move.
signature
Yeah, he's
move.
never
Right.
won
That's
that.
not what's the finish? Knights of the
Hadouken
Abyss.
kick, right?
No, that's that's Sammy. Talking about
End of days.
End of days. That's like one where it's like makes no sense. It completely reverses the momentum.
Yeah, he goes forward then backwards.
Yeah. That
It's
one
a
I don't
flat
like.
liner.
I like the other thing.
Deep Six. He fins. It's like a spinning power, like a spinning
Yeah, that's
sit out
dope.
power bomb or something.
Back suplex.
Suplex. Right, it's a suplex and he
Boom.
sits out, lays out.
Yeah.
Three
Awesome.
spins and a drop.
That's what we
Very
need.
nice move.
That's like Solo Sikoa doing the spinning rock bottom, which I really enjoy.
That's a Uranagi.
Well, it's a spinning Uranagi.
Uranagi.
There's a Yoko one. If you watch a lot of Yoko's matches from back in the day, he
He
would
used to spin.
lift off. He would pick up off the left, hold them up with his right, and then slam them down on the side. Very hard move to do. You could tear your ACL very easily. Not many could do it.
Interesting. So Orange Cassidy wins the North American title, which makes no sense. I thought Pac was great. They didn't. It's like, in how many times was that title on TV? Like less than a handful.
Was twice, maybe twice.
So lame. And now there's just another belt, another guy with a belt. Who cares?
Yep.
Who's going to be Orange's next challenger? How about this? How about Trent betrays him?
He's no longer a friend. He's an enemy.
Let's break up the
Ex-friend.
best friends. Let's have the best friends do a little something.
Yeah, it's about that time. Evil Danhausen would be cool.
Danhausen was in the main event, actually. He came out from under the table,
Oh, you got punched in his
cursed
mouth.
fucking Pac, and then got murdered. But you know what? The curse came through. It worked.
He cursed and he lost. Again, I wasn't a fan of it though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just can't hold my interest, you know?
It was another reason why I wish Jericho and Bryan were the main event.
Yeah, I would have
Because
been a
it's
little
like
bit more.
stuff like that I'm more invested in, you know?
Are you guys going to be invested in? I think I'm invested in next week. I want to see what happens next week.
I'm very invested.
Yeah, for next week it's gonna be dope. I'm pumped to see MJF walk
Hopefully.
out the arena at like 9:59 with the title in his hand, walking up the ramp like that.
Oh, he's going to like win it and hop in a limo. And he's going to
Yep.
drive away, and then you're going to see the little credits. It's going to be like Monday Night Raw.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
he's such a WWE guy.
What's your favorite? You know, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think my favorite match of the evening was Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus.
Wow, I'm gonna say the women's tag match.
Because the glitter?
Because of the butts.
Wow. Brian, you don't mean that. Take that
No.
back.
Sorry.
It was the action.
It was the action, Brian.
What was it?
Brian?
Don't
Oh,
talk
my
about,
favorite-
Don't talk
my
about
fa-
Rey Mysterio's mask like that.
Yeah,
What was your favorite match?
Favorite match? I like Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, always solid. And
Solid match.
Sean loved the glitter butts. Hey, it was a pretty good show. Pretty good show. I don't think
Better
we
than
got.
last
I mean, hey, we didn't get. I don't think we got demonetized. I think we held it together.
did it, guys. We
We
did it.
held it together. You know,
Yo, and shout out to Loganstein again.
Logan Stein getting these 2 figures.
Yo, listen, you guys are sleeping. You don't participate in the super chat. Loganstein didn't even give us a question. Loganstein, before we go, what's your question?
Can we have a final question? Sorry, we said butts. YouTube. Sorry, we said butts.
Seymour.
That's the cleanest word we've used.
Shout out me. Shout you out. Loganstein, you
Shout out
appreciated my
Loganstein.
man.
Shout out.
to Loganstein. When you
Logan
get
boy.
these figs, make sure to tag us on Instagram, tag us on Twitter. Show the people the love that you received from the bullies. All right?
No question, just supporting the boys. Yo, Logan Stein, thank you so much. Logan Stein, one of our oldest viewers, one of our most loyal, amazing guys.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you so much. Hey, and just a reminder, on Friday, on the Blvd Bullies Big Cartel, at some point, probably in the late afternoon, I mean, let's be honest, on Friday, the shirts are going to go up. Legends of Death 1 through 3 available on fucking hoodies, available on fucking t-shirts. Maybe we'll do a fucking mug. Maybe we'll do some mugs. You know, I'm doing
That
one
would
of
be
these
sick,
situations.
dude.
But I've researched. It's not cheap shit. I've researched to do a good site. And I think I'm going to put them pretty affordably priced. You know, every year, due to inflation, supply chain, New Jack threatening our lives, the price goes up every month.
The price goes up.
But you know what? This year, we didn't splurge. You know what? Most horror movies don't get any better than 3. You know, look at Hellraiser. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. That's all you need. Scream. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Matrix. 1, 2, 3. After the trilogy, you know it's all downhill from there. So we're just doing all 3. So that's on Friday.
Scream 5 was pretty good.
Also, listen, I just want to say that the Blvd Bullies lock of the
Scream.
week. I mean, I'm going to give you 2 gambling locks of the week. Because I think I'm going 5 and 5. Thursday night football.
5 and 5.
Thursday night
Who's
football.
tomorrow?
Washington Commanders versus the Chicago Bears. 2 absolutely terrible football teams. 2 teams that suck the nut. However, last week,
The Bears.
game sucked. Last week it was the Colts and the Broncos. The game was like 10-8. There was no touchdown scored in the game. Everyone says, "Oh my God, that was the worst Thursday night football game I've ever seen." And next week we gotta watch the fucking Commanders and the Bears. PK lock of the week. Bet the over.
Bears.
It's gonna be a shootout. Okay, I'm
It's
telling
gonna
you
be a
right now,
shootout.
it's gonna be a shootout.
It's going to be
What's
a
the
shootout.
What's the line? I think the over-under is like 39, 38 and a half. Over. Give me the over. I think we're going like 2 touchdowns each. 3 touchdowns each. And you know what? I'm in fantasy football peril. I got a lot of guys on bye.
That's right.
That's
Not
right.
only am I starting Russell Wilson again, hoping for the Monday Night Miracle, but I think I'm going to pick up Chicago Bears wide receiver Darnell Mooney, who's caught like 3 passes all year. And I'm just going to say, you know what, Moon Man, get out there, bro. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Anyway. Love you guys. Live for you guys. Any final thoughts, closing words of wisdom? Brian, what's your advice on weddings? What did you learn about weddings?
Take your time.
Wow.
Take your time.
I like that. Now, what do you mean walking down the aisle?
Or just
Yes,
in
you
general.
could fall. It's very dangerous.
So you got to go nice and slow.
You got to go nice and slow to take your time.
Now, did you go like left foot? Like, did you go like left, right?
Dude, it was so stressful. My sister's like freaking out. Me and my mom are basically like carrying her down the aisle.
Wow.
She, like,
Waterworks?
can't move. Waterworks, so stressful.
Did she get cuck bumps like Dax Wheeler? Dax.
I had cuck bumps.
Did you cry, Brian? Because you are a
Oh,
crier.
I was in tears, bro. I couldn't even stand it.
Now were you in tears like as you just hit the entranceway?
No, I held it together. I was in tears when my sister gave her fucking maid of honor speech, though.
The maid of honor speech threw
So
you
your
over.
sister was her own maid of honor.
My sister.
of
Well, my
honor.
Oh, you have
sister's
2
twin.
sisters.
Yes, she's a twin.
Oh, wow, you have twin sisters.
I have twin sissies, bro.
I didn't even know that. I only met one of them. So during this ceremony, did you hold it together?
The whole time until my sister spoke words. And she was just she spoke fucking so well. It was just awesome.
So you just lost it.
I lost it. Lost all control.
I love that. I love that.
That's
for you.
awesome, dude.
Hey, you know what? It's important to be in touch with your emotions.
Shout out to you, Brian. That's awesome, dude.
Shout out, Brian. Sean, when's the last time you cried?
I don't know. Maybe when I had an anxiety attack like 2 weeks ago and I wanted to bang my head into the wall.
Wow. Okay. All right. I feel like
Gotta cry more often. You need like a once a week cry, man.
Yeah, maybe once a week or
Yeah, once a week is not bad.
once a month, maybe. I'm trying to think. You know, I'm like a movie could hit me. Movie could just get me out of nowhere. I'm trying to think of the last thing that made me just absolutely cry. I mean, internally, Mets made me cry. See, I feel like I would be more prone to cry if the Mets won, though.
Right, a happy cry.
Yeah, like I'm more prone for like when it comes to real sports, I might be a happy crier.
Oh, they did it. You know what? I had a happy cry? WrestleMania fireworks. You never think you see it.
Wow.
It's like Disney fireworks. Like, wow.
Oh, you were just like in awe?
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Oh, you know what? I cried watching Coheed and Cambria a few months ago.
Wow.
You know what? I'm not even that big of a fan of theirs.
Yeah, I remember. I remember
remember
this
the story.
conversation.
But
yes.
the chords just hit me, and I was just like, wow, this is like, it's about more than music, man. This is about like a bunch of friends' life's work. And this is incredible. And everyone was like, you know, he's got the whole world in his hands. I was like, wow, man. And I fucking CM Punk kidded it. I was like, anyway, everybody go out, have a good cry. Make sure to tweet us. Make sure to message us.
Thanks
Logan
for double
Stein.
dipping.
Yeah, thank you for double dipping with us. Tomorrow, you know the bets. Nothing happens tomorrow. You're going to have to watch your Thursday night football, and keep in mind PK's locks of the week, 5-star bets. Friday, Legends of Death 3 on all 3 fucking pieces of garment, clothing, fucking mugs, whatever you want. And then next week, we're giving away Macho Madness, and we're going to be on at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. next week. So thanks for watching. We really appreciate you. Say goodbye, guys.
One love. One love.
Love you so much.
Bullies.
Blvd Bullies. Let's bring this music up. Show sucks. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye!